time to get a little bit of a new strategy on defense. So it's a new strategy. We're going to basically protect the house, okay? This is where all the goals are coming from. And I can try to overlay that with the shot chart from the last year or so. And you see all the goals are really coming from this area. So how do we do it? Well, the video I sent will probably cover a lot of that, but we'll try to modify it a bit to cover the fact that we don't have elite conditioning. But we always want to make sure that we're not outnumbered on any spot on the ice, okay? So in the example, we had the puck down here and we had two of their forwards, right? You had forward here, and then in that case, we wanted a D and a center on these guys, or at least an F1, okay? So basically from now on, there's not really positions in defense. It's covering each forward spot. So let's pretend we're here, okay? So we've got our D here, so we've got this house protected. We want to keep this forward here. Now the difference between that and where we were kind of keeping them up here, and we also want our F2 here, not on the wall. We want him to be able to step into a shooting lane and have more lateral movement either way, right? They got a guy up here, there's their D, here's their other D, okay? So the other thing we want to do is, let's just say they go behind the net, right? We can't get caught behind the net. Nothing can happen behind the net if we're covered in front, right? So in that case, this D is going to go back to the center, and this D-man, as soon as this guy kind of tag teams him out, so we've got this covered still, go play this. And the way they do it, this center, this F1 would come all the way into the corner and do that. But I don't see us doing that regularly. So what I want to happen is that this F3 will activate, come help out here. F1 will come back up here. F2 will, over here, flip it. So basically we've got a lot of coverage, but we need to be more aggressive. So if there's a man, this F3 is kind of spying a little bit, watching what he's doing. So we always want to make sure that if they get the puck, we're in a shooting lane. And when we're not, playing the puck, we want to make sure our sticks are in shooting and passing lanes. So what I'm going to do is show some examples from last game. There's going to be 4 examples. Now obviously we didn't have any strategy that was like this. But you're going to see kind of where the openings are and how to stop them. Okay, let's look at this play, right where I paused it. So they've got D, forward, and we've got a D headed back to the house here, right? We got another D coming here. We have our F1, and he's kind of looking this way though. And then we have our F2 is up here. Okay, so they've got the puck down there. They got this guy here who they can reverse to. We're not in very good coverage because we don't have any communication, right? So we've got our F2, we've got F3 slowly coming in. Alright, now when I pause it, you can see everyone tried to pick up for everybody. We still have our forward coming off his line change. Our other forward, now remember, this isn't blaming anybody because at the time we were always saying, wing, get back up to your point, wing, stay on your point. In this case, going forward, this F1 needs to go and force this play. D helps him out because we've got 2 guys, they want to cycle it back here. D should stay here. In this case, our F1 cycled back up to guard his point. F2 is now down here, so now he's F1. This D also came down here, so we have 1, 2, 3 guys at this kind of line, and they've got 2 guys wide open. They've got a guy right here, and they've got a guy right here. So all this puck carrier has to do is flip the puck anywhere past this line where our guys are. If he doesn't catch it, he's going to catch it and get a easy shot, and that's exactly what happens if not for a diving play. Let's pause this right here and we'll see that we already lost coverage. So they're coming down the side, we're playing him aggressive to the board. So we're trying to force this puck either down the corner, make a poke check. We've got support here. What we don't have is this guy covered, right? We've got our back to him. We've got this guy coming back. So we don't have anybody covered. So it's basically 3-on-1. So all this guy is gonna do, because he sees that there's an open man here, he just has to find the open ice. He throws it in general direction. So now this forward comes down here. So they've got a guy here. They've got this guy in front of the net. Our D and our forward are both out of position. Okay. Alright, so it goes through the crease, luckily, and now it's in the corner. We're down there to pick it up. We got one forward, we got D supporting, we got F1 here, we've got this D coming back over here. So we got a man on a man here, right? They've got a guy over here, puck's over here, man over here. We've got our forward down here now. What we should do is our D-man, while we get this puck, should come back here for a little support so we can either call for it back here, or we'd have a better chance of making this pass. This forward is up tight against the boards, and we have no breakout support on this side. We've got our forward kind of over here. So as soon as we see that, we might win this puck. And hey, going forward, this forward needs to be in this area, right? That way we can bounce a pass over here, get going on a breakout. That's why we want our forward kind of in this area, so he's a step or two from the boards to pick anything that's going that way. Step or two this way. Call for it. It doesn't look, when you look at the corner camera, it doesn't really seem like anybody's talking to each other, so he's trying to get it out. He's got to go through our guys' skates, the ref skates, so it doesn't get out of the zone, okay? Alright, not only did it not get out of the zone, we now have all of our forwards at the blue line, basically. We've got here, we didn't get it out, but we have our other forward already. By the time this play ends, he'll have center ice. We have another guy up here. It's 2-on-2 down low, but there's all this empty area, and you can see they've got this guy right here getting into this open ice. This is how much open ice we're leaving on these defensive things. So even if they do move the puck around, get open and everything, that's fine, that happens, but they're also getting so many shots from this area that we need to stop. This one, our D is playing aggressively, which is good. We've got our D protecting the house, right? Got our other D on the man down here, so we're forcing this guy to go around the boards. Now look, all of our forwards are stick held, no strides, standing straight, just gliding. Now, we're not in position yet, so we've got one guy at the top of the circle, right? We've got one guy coming into the zone, or F, and then we've got another guy also. So we've got two guys on the blue line. Now, they have one guy here, and you can see that he's ready to go. We have another guy here, he's ready to go. So, doesn't matter that we have our D in the right spot, we have no help for him. We need this F forward to come down here and support over here. We need this backside forward to be here, and we need another one over here. So we have given up all sorts of passing lanes. This guy comes around the corner, he's got this guy to hit, he's got anything kind of over here if he pulls this D, okay? So a lot of that is just, you can just see we stopped skating about 3 strides too soon. Alright, so they just got into the zone. They're behind the net with the puck, right? He's got his head up, he's looking for something. Now let's pretend that we're, let's align ourselves in this kind of protecting the house fashion, right? In that case, we're gonna have our D here, right here, you can see, and then we're gonna have one D down here, forcing this play around, and once this guy gets kind of behind the net, we would backtrack, let this man take over. We would also have our forward F1 playing this man, but also right here kind of area, you're making sure their third guy is not in a shooting position or able to get a shot off, while also providing support for whichever corner it ends up in. In this case is a strong side, so we would have an F2 in this kind of area right here, ready to pick anything that comes back up the boards. Make sure we're in this shooting lane for this opponent, and then we would have an F3 kind of up in this area here, able to come down low if we have to, able to get in this guy's shooting lane, passing lane. We definitely want to be in passing lanes. Now look at our positioning for this play to set up now. Okay, so we've got their guy down here. He's going this way. He's not coming around. We've got a D up here. We've got a D here. We've got our F1 here. We've got an F2 up here, and then we've got an F3 over here, kind of doing nothing. So in this end, see, we've got a right-handed shot. So he's got this area that he can play from. He's got this guy swinging around, so that's an easy pass to make. So what ends up happening is, because we're not passing this player off here and then sending this D-man out here, our F1 in this case now is following all the way down over here, and also our F2, who's our center in this play, so he's thinking that he's got to play the center too. In this case, if you're seeing our wing already down here doing the F1 responsibilities, pick up the other spots. You know, we don't need overloaded areas. But anyways, so we end up in okay position, but our F2 is a little too low, and we don't have a stick in any passing lane. So we've got this passing lane covered. We've got this man here covered. You can see but we have this lane is wide open. And then he's able to walk into a great shooting lane, pound something off to get a good rebound. I'm on the ass of that play. I didn't do anything. You can see that I did nothing to help. So every forward needs to get in there and help a little more. D, I need them to start talking, making sure that we're playing smarter. Make sure we're not letting them get to the open areas. As for the forwards, main thing is we've got to be in shooting lanes. We've got to make sure we're looking. We got to keep our head on swivel, so we're looking for where they are, so we can be in those shooting lanes, in those passing lanes. You know, it won't be perfect day one tomorrow, but I hope that going forward we'll start to see more progress, and we'll start to see, you know, steps being taken. We'll see guys starting to gradually be in the right area, make support, and then you're going to see the more we do this together as a team, the better everyone's going to play, the better we're going to play, and we're just going to keep positive reinforcement on that. So